Hey, little pirates. Boy, do I miss you guys. But welcome to week 2 of your distance learning journey. Maybe with about a week under your belt, you're feeling a little bit more confident starting week 2, but you might also be feeling a lot more overwhelmed, a little bit of anxious, little worries, maybe pretty restless from having to stay inside your house. But I'm here to tell you that either way you're feeling, it's okay. Okay, you're allowed to be experiencing those feelings, whatever they may be, and it will be okay. But when those feelings start to become too big and too big for your mind, too big for you, and you feel like you might burst, that's when it's important to find something or someone to help you. Mindfulness is one of those things. It can help. So let's talk about mindfulness. What is it? Mindfulness is bringing attention to things as they're happening right now. Things that are constant, like your breath and your body. Mindfulness helps you think of these things with kindness and with curiosity. But it's also about noticing your thoughts and your feelings and all of your sensations. According to scientists who study the brain and who study the mind, practicing mindfulness can actually help you get better at calming down and paying attention to things like your schoolwork. So today I'm going to teach you how to start practicing mindfulness by focusing on an object. Okay, so when we were in the school building, a lot of you guys love to come to my office or come to the guidance office and use stress balls or the fidgets that we have in there, kind of like this one, but you may not have access to that at your house. So I'm going to teach you how to make your own stress ball. You can make it with some stuff that like you just find around your house. I found a bunch of things in my pantry that I'm going to use to kind of show you how to make one or how to make this particular kind of stress ball. So the only thing you'll definitely need is a balloon. If you don't have a balloon, like I had these birthday balloons just kind of floating around, but if you don't have a balloon, maybe a rubber glove, or like an old nylon sock or some old tights or maybe even just a sock you can use to fill it up with. But you'll just need a balloon and then something to fill the balloon up with. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is how to fill it up with either flour or rice. You can use cornstarch, baking powder, baking soda, any other kind of powder that you have. I did make one with some flour, but I'm going to show you. This is basically the exact same process. You can use rice too. Okay, so what else you'll need is is like a funnel kind of thing. I don't have a funnel of my own here. So what I did is I just took a piece of paper and I cut it in half. And then I ended up rolling it up and just putting a little bit of piece of tape just to hold it into place so that when I pour it all in at the top, it'll come out into the small part of the balloon. And I don't have to keep kind of trying to hold it there. So I've got just a balloon right here. What I did is I stretched it out so that it would be just a little bit bigger. And then I rolled up my little piece of paper, put the piece of tape on it, and you just stick it right into the balloon top. And then what I'm going to do is just start pouring the rice right in. So you want to go kind of slowly because sometimes it'll get a little clogged, but what I did is I made my hole just a little bit bigger. At first I made it too small and I had to really kind of like squeeze it and move it around a lot to get it in there. So I made the bottom part of my funnel just a little bit bigger, but still small enough to fit into the top of the balloon like that. Okay. So I'm just gonna keep filling it up little by little, and yeah, you got to move it around a little bit to make sure it comes all the way out. I'm about halfway there. Spilled a little bit. So make sure when you're about to do this, make sure you ask for mom or dad or your parent or guardians. Make sure you ask for their permission and their help, okay? Make sure they're okay with what you're going to use to fill up the balloon. And maybe ask for their help as well so that you don't make a big mess like I just kind of did. All right, so I think it's about filled. See, that went super, super quick. So what you want to do then is see my balloon's all the way filled. You're going to get all that air out at the top. And then if you don't know how to tie a balloon, ask your parent or guardian, ask your older brother or sister, whoever's there that can help you. and then just go ahead and tie it off. And so now I've got kind of a stress ball with a bunch of rice inside of it, and it feels really cool to squeeze. I did make one earlier that's got flour in it, and that one's kind of fun too, because then you can see it squeeze out. You can also use, like I said, baking powder or baking soda. If you have Orbeez, that's another really cool thing to do. If you don't know what Orbeez are, they're the little beads that when you fill them up with water, they kind of expand. You can put that in there. You can put some old Play-Doh inside of a balloon or a rubber glove. The rubber gloves are really cool when you use rice because it feels, you can kind of hold it in your hand. So now we're going to go into using the stress ball to practice our mindfulness. Like I said before, it's about paying attention in the moment to what's happening, not just with your body, but with your breath and with your feelings and your thoughts. So, for example, say you've been feeling really, really overwhelmed with not just all of the schoolwork that's, your reading, your math, your science, your social studies, but also having to do that in a new way, whether it's on a computer or the paper pencil packet that your mom or dad picked up, plus missing all of your friends, plus missing seeing your teacher, and maybe not being able to go places that you usually go. So you're feeling a lot of big feelings, and you're starting to get super overwhelmed with all those feelings. So what you can do is, after you've made a stress ball like this, or maybe you have one already at your house, when you're starting to notice that your thoughts are going in circles, thinking about all these things that are making you feel heavy, all these uncomfortable feelings, pick up your stress ball, whichever kind that you've made or that you have, and hold it in the palm of your hand. Notice the way that it feels in your hand, the weight of it. Notice the way that the material feels. And when you squeeze it, notice how your hand tightens and it moves up your arm. What do you hear? With this one, I can hear the flour move around inside the bag. Notice if you smell anything different. It smells like a rubber balloon. But bringing your attention away from all of those big thoughts and feelings and bringing it to something that's happening right now, something you're holding in your hand, like the stress ball that you just created, that's practicing mindfulness. And the more that you practice it, the easier it'll be for you to not feel so overwhelmed by all those big feelings, and to bring your mind back to what's happening and know that it's going to be okay, and we're all going to get through this together. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed making those stress balls with me. And please, if you guys need anything, even if you just want to talk, don't hesitate to reach out to your teacher and they can get in touch with me. I miss you all again, and I hope you guys have a great Mindful Monday.